I am Doomsvince. This is day 116 of Spawn Year.
I'm going to address today's entry to my son Jason. I don't have a lot of extra paper to write on here, no word processor in the computer, and the sketchpad still won't allow me to do anything but draw pictures of Spawn in it. But after nearly 4 months in this graveyard, I've accumulated several pieces of advice I want to make sure to get down on paper in case these notebooks somehow make their way to the real world and I don't make it out of here. And don't worry, Doomsvince, I'm still going to review today's comic. Jason, first, I want to apologize for missing your birthday. I don't have a calendar here. I mean, this laptop's got nothing. And I just did the math yesterday and realized you turned 3 on Monday. I wish I was there, and I'm doing everything I can to get out. But if I never see you again, I want you to remember a few things. First, don't start drinking Mountain Dew. Caffeine is incredibly addictive. You don't want to wind up in a coma where your arch nemesis comes to you and forces you to write about comic books in your own blood upon penalty of being buried alive forever. I know, I never would have worried about that before either. Second, when you grow up, if you decide to start your own family, make sure to make them a priority. No matter how urgent your work might seem at the moment, remember, you only get so long with the people you care about. Third, penmanship is important. I've gone back and read some of my earlier entries and I can make out maybe 75 to 80% of it. Fourth, stay away from Spawn. I know he looks awesome, but trust me, after 70 issues or so, you'll want to make sure all the sharp objects in your house are in really hard to reach places. But if you want to play with the action figures, go for it. At the age of 3, I'm sure the stories you make will probably make more sense and I guarantee your Spawn will be more likable. Fifth, look to the future and be as aware as you can of every consequence you may have to face as a result of your actions. Sometimes, believe it or not, life really is a little bit like a comic book. Sometimes we do create our own worst enemies. Sixth, the only thing I've read here I would consistently recommend is Sam and Twitch, but probably not until you're in high school. I've read 12 issues now, and regardless of a semi-weak issue yesterday, it's thoughtful, it's intriguing, it's funny, and it makes you think. And any fiction that does that is probably worth your time. I'm still not convinced much of last issue is necessary. This one is tightly plotted like the first in the arc, and the social commentary is coming deeply into focus. About the shrewd, uncaring nature of the media, as well as often the police, as the mayor of New York's niece turns up as the latest in a series of murdered pagan girls, whose father learned about her death seeing her smoldering corpse on national television. I wonder if what happened to me was on the news, and how it's affected my family. I don't even know if my friends and family think I'm alive or dead. Jason, I can't imagine how confusing all this has been for you, and I hope you don't need much therapy as you get older. This theme of insensitivity is coupled naturally with intolerance. Whoever is committing these murders clearly hates the Wiccan community, as Sam and Twitch finally get a solid lead from a warlock who has transcriptions of internet chats in which the killer announced how he was going to go about each killing to a Wiccan chat room. This could all get too messagey very easily, but Bendis is smart about keeping a complicated and difficult subject complicated and difficult. Our heroes are uncomfortable with this religion and its practices, but they're trying, though Sam is really bad at it, to be understanding and sympathetic. I like that Sam finally breaks down and admits, I can't wrap my brain around it. It's not how my brain works. There's also commentary on modern technological conveniences interfering with the lives of private citizens, both with TV and the internet, and I like the exploration of how difficult putting the principle of innocent until proven guilty in practice is in the real world. We've got a case here where the killer is leaving a signature of wounds made by the same knife in all his victims, and the same salt in all the wounds. CJ was right, and he's trying to get caught. And then this warlock just happens to have printed all the chats predicting the murders, he claims, for a book he's writing. It looks suspicious. And up until now, Sam and Twitch have guessed the most likely suspect is one of the pagans themselves, so Sam and Twitch arrest him for questioning. He thinks he's going to jail for murder, but Sam and Twitch really are just doing their jobs, and Bendis illustrates that if honest cops are on the job, the system can work. His alibi checks out, and he's released in a matter of hours. Although I can't help but wonder if this is a misdirection and he'll turn out to be the killer anyway. I appreciate the attention to detail Bendis puts in showing us the nuances of an investigation like this, and that even though it's become a high-profile case because of the mayor's niece, it's a smaller and much different mystery from Udaku, but that doesn't make it less interesting. There's one more issue left in this arc, and I'm clueless. Why does this guy hate Wiccan so much? Why is he trying to get caught? And this being the Spawn universe, do any of these witches have real power? Sam and Twitch find the man who used the killer's chat room handle, and we're left with him holding a rifle and Sam with a gun to his head. I'm starting to warm up a little to Ponticelli's art this issue. It's less cartoony, and a couple dramatic spreads rival some of Medina's. There's also some good comedy as Sam, Twitch, and CJ are becoming more of a team. And I like the jabs she and Sam throw at each other. Each tolerates the other, but they still don't like each other very much. But sometimes the comedy goes a little too far. I should read more. Yes, sir. So should you. Yes, but I know that. I didn't know you knew you needed to. You guys get into a really weird rhythm. Who? You? Us? You? Both of us? Stop it. Overall, this is a great read, and the series is right back on track. Well, Jason, another review down, and another day I've avoided certain doom. I'm going to do everything in my power to get back to you after the remaining 249 days, or sooner if I can discover some other way out. My only other advice is this: never give up. There are people who love you, and they're worth making it through the seemingly impossible times for. You make all this worth it, and I hope when you grow up, you'll have someone in your life you'd spend a year reading Spawn for too. And then I hope you never have to. Signed, Dad.